And now it's time for Micro Sports.
Sulang Blair. Well, in last week's edition of Micro Sports, we were anxiously awaiting the final results of the World of Open Water Swimming Association's 2012 Man of the Year Award, or WOWSA, that have featured a neck-and-neck finish between 16-year-old Benjamin Schulte of Guam and 47-year-old Stephen Redmond of Ireland. Ben earned his nomination for persevering to finish the 10K open water marathon at the London Games, while Stephen's bid came from being the first human being to ever swim the 7 largest channels of the world, aka the Ocean's 7. Now, it doesn't seem like the competition would be close, but Ben defied the odds by pacing Stephen in the online voting, then actually taking the lead the last day of the polls on December 31st. So, who ended up winning the WOWSA? Well, pulling it out in the final hours was none other than the legendary Irishman, Stephen Redmond, with Ben coming in a very close second. Now, it's hard to argue with the results, considering Redmond, the former rugby player and triathlete, became the first person in history to achieve the Ocean's 7, swimming the English Channel, the Northern Channel, the Strait of Gibraltar, Catalina Channel, Cook Strait, Molokai Channel, and the Tsukuru Channel in Japan. In the end, it's a considerable accomplishment within itself for Ben to have come so close to such a prestigious award this early in his young athletic career. We have a feeling we won't be seeing the last of Ben, and we still offer our congratulations to the youngster and, of course, the old-timer who did what they said could never be done. When it comes to NBA basketball, and you mention the name Newell, you might think of Pete Newell. Literally one of the most influential people in modern basketball history. A renowned college coach who won the NIT and National Championships, including the gold medal in the 1960 Olympic Games, where he coached the likes of Oscar Robertson and Jerry West. Well, Newell went on to a successful NBA career as a scout and general manager. But probably his greatest influence on the game came from his now legendary Pete Newell Big Man's Camp. Known as a master of footwork, Newell taught his fundamentals to some of the game's greatest centers right up until his death at the age of 93. Thankfully, his legacy is carried on by one of his sons, former NBA, WNBA coach Tom Newell, who has stacked up quite an impressive resume himself as a scout and assistant coach to several professional teams, including the 2011 world champion Dallas Mavericks. Now Newell will bring his considerable coaching acumen to Oceania. Now, for those lucky enough to be living in the Marshall Islands, particularly in Marlborough and Ebi, you get 11 days of basketball clinics covering coaching, refereeing, and player development. Newell is in the Marshalls as part of the U.S. State Department Sports Ambassador Program, and Marshall Islands Basketball Federation and National Olympic Committee will definitely be keeping Tom busy during his visits. Highlights of the trip will include morning basketball clinics for boys and girls at 2 public schools next week, and a 3-on-3 men's tournament that will involve local coaches attending a level 2 training session over a 4-day period. Basketball officials in RMI said Newell is the first former NBA coach to visit the country. So whether you're male or female, young or old, and have any association with basketball as a player, coach, or ref, you should definitely take advantage of this amazing opportunity to learn from international basketball's greatest minds. In local Palau sports, the Koror State Youth Council teamed up with the Palau Volleyball Federation for a beach volleyball tournament called The Last Blast, featuring 12 teams digging it out in a double elimination format. Taking third place and $100 were some familiar faces. Team Beeb, featuring Kanedi Marbeau, Carson Musuvid, and Josephine Rungelbai. In second place was Team Utility, with Tats Mamis, Dupree Masao Marcus, Casey and Linda Notel, bringing in $200. And the last team standing and winners of the $250 grand prize, Team Bloyd, featuring Cristel Penuelo, Lily Caratel, Kingsley Nirmidal, and Jose Setsuo. Congratulations, everyone. The Palau Volleyball Federation, or PVF, has been keeping busy as they also hosted the 5th Elite Junior Volleyball Camp. Now, the goal of the camp is to teach elementary-age children the basic skills and strategies of volleyball and to provide them the opportunity to develop and improve through a skills camp and competition. Over 70 students were selected through the elementary volleyball competition back in November of last year, with 38 male and female students from Narard, Norman Louis, Imalik, Koror, and Munes elementary schools participating, and 8 PVF members volunteering as coaches during the camp. PVF would like to thank the parents of the Junior All-Stars and the Palau National Olympic Committee for sponsoring the camp. And that'll about do it for this week's Micro Sports. And, back to the Ben Schulte story, Blair. There's unconfirmed reports coming out of Guam that he only lost by 5 votes. So it was definitely a neck-and-neck finish.
Very close tie. Well, congratulations to him at any rate. So.